In Memphis, nothing comes easy, and that's exactly how we like it. This is a city built on hustle, on heart, on grit. And at Carway, our rides are built the same way. Tough, reliable, ready for the grind. No games, no gimmicks, just Memphis-style service. Real, honest, and built on trust. Where grit meets grind, you meet your next ride. Carway, grit, grind, and pink Beatles. In Memphis, we know a thing or two about resilience. From the grindhouse to the Delta, we protect what's ours. But when pests invade your home, it's time to fight back. Grade A Pest knows how to handle what crawls, flies, and bites. With local experience and guaranteed results.
I'm Reggie with Grade A Pest Control. We service the Memphis metro area. That also includes DeSoto and Fayette County as well.
Grade A Pest has the entire Mid-South covered. So if bugs and pests put you to the test, let Grade A solve your problem. Bluff City Media presents the Two Buck Sports Show with your hosts, Rusty Buckets and Uncle Buck. Now, let's get to the show.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Two Buck Sports Show, a very special edition of the Two Buck Sports Show. Jared and I had so much fun in the post-game bounce. We decided to go ahead and go live for the Two Buck Sports Show tonight, because I got to work at the hospital tomorrow. So we're recording it tonight. It's live. Come hang with us in the comments, and we're going to drop it tomorrow for those of you who miss it. And so with that being said, Jared, welcome to the Two Buck Sports Show. You welcomed me to the postgame bounce. So it's only professional. I welcome you to my show. How are you, sir?
Man, I'm doing good. Cannot complain. The Grizzlies, in the midst of what has been a weird season, they win 2 games against 2 bad teams. So you know what? I'm not mad at it. I am actually pretty happy about it. But overall, man, I am doing pretty good. How about you?
Yeah, I'm good, man. Wook Dog, listen, buddy. We are tanking. If you don't know that we are still tanking, I don't know what to tell you, man. You got clean gunk out of your eyes or something. We're clearly a bad basketball team. You can't go 0-25. Adam Silver will find you into oblivion. The basketball gods will frown upon you, whatever you want to call it. You're going to win some along the way, and that's okay. And it's okay to enjoy said wins, which is what we're going to do here in a minute, Jared. But we have a tradition. Rusty, aka tie shirt. I can't help it. I fill out my shirts. King Meeks, you wish you fill out an extra large like this. But we have a tradition here on the Two Buck Sports Show. King Meeks, you my guy. I'm sorry you caught us straight there, man. I'm just still fired up from the are we tanking or are we not? Because we clearly are.
100%.
We have a tradition on Mondays that we're going to put out on a Sunday
tonight. Tell me what to do. I'm in your seat.
That's it. We do our best and beef of the week every single first show of the week, which tonight happens to be on Sunday. So, Jared, we're not going to break tradition. That's right. Every single Monday, we start our shows off with the best and beef of the week, where we talk about the best thing that happened to us and the worst thing that happened to us over the weekend. We boil it down to 2 points. Otherwise, we'd be going all night. And this segment is proudly brought to you by Donna's Italian Beef at 509 Constitution Drive in Iuka, Mississippi, the home of the best sack lunch on your way to Pickwick. A great breakfast spot. I have it on good authority that Drew and I have a biscuit named after us at Donna's Italian Beef called the $2, and it is $2. It's a slug burger patty with bacon, egg, and cheese on top. It's a winner, 100 out of 10. Gotta go see Jim and the gang at Donna's Italian Beef, Jared. And so I'll lob it up to you as my guest. We always start with the good. So what's the best thing that happened to you over the weekend?
Oh, man. I worked a lot this weekend. But no, so this morning we actually, yeah, the best thing we at church with our small group, we do a fellowship every month, the breakfast fellowship. And this morning we had another one of those because it's first Sunday of the month, and we
Nice.
had some good time, just enjoying the company of everybody. So that was probably, it's outside of work and everything and whatnot, and I work in sports, and I know y'all try to keep this out of sports. But yeah, just getting to enjoy time with, people that I don't get to see every single day, and relaxing and just enjoying some quality time with some quality friends. So that's my best, and that happened this morning. So, and we got to eat a lot of good breakfast food that everyone brought.
Yeah, I love that, man. That's awesome. Fellowship like that is always fun with good friends and good people, man. And you add in great food, and it's a win-win-win all the way around.
Especially when you have a Casey's up here, and everyone likes a Casey's breakfast pizza.
That's a hard argument to turn down. That's for sure.
How about you?
So for me, it was kind of it was adjacent to yours. My grandmother's 83rd birthday was last Friday. My pawpaw, which is funny. My family dynamic is a little funny. They've been divorced since my mom was like 9 years old. Yeah. But my mom and her two sisters, who I would not bet against in a street fight at any point, like they are the three toughest ladies I've ever known, said early on that we're not playing this game. We're not doing separate Christmas and separate Thanksgiving. And so my whole life, my divorced grandfather and divorced grandmother have been in the same room for every major holiday, birthday, vacations, the whole bit, because my mom and her sisters said so, which I think is hilarious. So they've been divorced since 1972. And they had a joint birthday party yesterday at my mom and my aunt's house in Corinth, Mississippi. And I got to go celebrate my grandmother's 83rd birthday, my papa's 89th birthday, or 90th birthday, 90th birthday on March the 8th. And it was fun, man. It ended up being just a whole day of work around her house. They're still recovering from the ice storm. So my uncle and I, we poured a concrete slab to put her new Generac generator that she bought on. And so he and I got that put down, and my nephews got to put their names and handprints in it. So they loved that. Cleaned up some sticks, hung a TV outside, worked on some cabinets, that kind of stuff, just odds and ends stuff. But it was good quality family time, and it's hard to beat family time like that. So my best is great time with my family for sure.
Awesome, man.
But what goes up must come down. Jared, what is your biggest beef of the weekend?
So it's 2-in-1 really, because they both involve my car. The ice storm absolutely shredded my windshield wipers. And so we haven't really had like a torrential downpour or like any like consistent rain. So I haven't really got it fixed. So they're still serviceable. So I have to get those fixed because we're about to get pretty much drowned in rain apparently in the next 2 weeks up here. And then another thing, my headlight went out last week.
Oh no!
On my car, and it had to have happened. Like it literally had to have happened because I got pulled over for it. It had to happen no less than 24 hours before I got pulled over. So Rusty, you know where this is? Westview High School up in Martin. We were coming back. We went as a fan. One thing I've gotten to enjoy since stepping back from calling high school sports with my new job is actually going and watching. Guys that I covered. And just be a fan of watching a game again at high school level. And so we went and watched district championship night. Me and my wife did. And went to Sonic afterwards, got us a couple drinks and got us some like snack stuff because we got some, we mainly got dinner at the game. As soon as I pull out of Sonic, got pulled over. Cop car, sheriff just sitting right there. And they have new all blacked out ones, so I couldn't even see it. And so I'm like, great. And I look at Amy, I'm like, I'm not speeding, am I? And she goes, we had just pulled out, so didn't have time to get up to the speed limit. He pulls me over, goes, you got to bust the headlight. So I have to get new windshield wipers for me and Amy's car, and also have to replace my headlights before this torrential downpour they're saying is going to come over the next 2 weeks happens. And also before I go to Gallatin, which means I'm going to be spending most of my afternoon either tomorrow or Tuesday. Not tomorrow. It's going to rain here tomorrow. On Tuesday, pretty much fixing things in my car, which I don't mind doing, but it's just enough of a thorn in the side to annoy you.
100%. Yeah, I had to do that myself. I had to replace my windshield wipers this weekend, as well as get my front end aligned, tires rotate and balance today because it was definitely off. So that was a fun Sunday. Couple $250 later. And it's a fun little Sunday, right? So we got that out of the way. But that's not my beef. My biggest beef also happened yesterday. When I was out with my family, in the front yard doing some work, And I noticed one of Mama's neighbors is walking around kind of frantically all around the neighborhood. And she walks by and she looks at me and we were like, hey, are you okay? And she was like, yeah, my dog got out. Are you Rusty? And I was like, are you Chelsea? And she was like, yeah. And it was a girl I graduated high school with. And her dog, well, her stepdaughter's dog, got out of the fence and was on an adventure. And so we kind of looked around for a minute and didn't see the dog. And then about 30 minutes later, who appears but the dog in the neighbor's yard. So I go taking off after this dog trying to help. And it's a little mini schnauzer. Like, she's tiny. Like, Shelby could hold her in her mouth, like little tiny thing. And she's like, so the thing about this dog is she doesn't respond to her name. She doesn't come for food or treats. And she's difficult to corral. Buddy, that was the understatement of the year.
Gosh.
We tried to corner this dog every which way and finally got her cornered under the neighbor's car. And we had the car surrounded except for the back driver's side tire. And I'm on my belly, crawling underneath this car, sweet talking her. And as I reach for her, she bolts past that tire and off she goes down the road. Jared, I walked over 5 miles, according to my wife, chasing this dog through the neighborhoods. Like, I'm in people's backyards and these people are like cleaning up sticks from the ice storm still. And they look at me and I'm like, hey, sorry, dog on the loose, as I'm running through their backyard chasing this dog. Finally, after I chased this dog for well over an hour and a half, we finally get her, like so many close calls and almost, we finally get her hemmed up in the corner of a chain link fence in a briar patch. And my legs are all cut up. My hands and arms are caught up. But me and this other guy got her cornered back there and got her subdued long enough for us to grab her and me to carry her back to Chelsea. But like, I chased that daggone dog from can to can't, and I was so wore out. I didn't work out yesterday morning because I was going to be with family. I needed to go on the road, and I'm glad I didn't because I got my cardio in yesterday chasing a mini schnauzer named Athena for 5 miles. But I'm happy to report she is back home with her family unharmed.
Yeah, that dude. Oh man, when
oh Lord,
when dogs get on the loose. So we lost our beagle one time, and of course this is back when I lived down in South Haven and lived right off of Airways and Elmore. It's just it's close to Memphis and right behind the Sam's Club in South Haven. And so there's these apartments. We would chase our dog all the way through, and in the way like where our neighborhood was, she got out like into this field that had just been like cut down. So there's these like tall little sticks sticking out of the ground, having to chase her all over the place. And this is a beagle. They're very smart. She knew her name. I called her name. She would stop, turn around and look at me. As soon as I get close, gone. And I'm like, we're not doing this tango for 3 hours. And eventually she stopped and like started scratching her ear. And so I went up and I started petting her and got her all pretty much fake trapped, and then I picked her up once I realized she's not going anywhere. It's just when dogs do that, man, you can be on an adventure of a lifetime for so long.
Especially beagles. Beagles catch a scent and they're gone, man. Like I've known beagles that can they'll trail, whatever game animal or bird that they're after for mile after mile after mile. And if a beagle gets out, oftentimes it is good luck getting said beagle back. And I thought the same thing about that mini schnauzer yesterday, but I couldn't give up. I couldn't give up. I had to go try and get this dog. And thankfully, like I said, I can report she is safe and at home. And that's our best in beef of the week, brought to you by Donna's Italian Beef. Now, no more buffoonery and wasting time. It is time to talk about the Memphis Grizzlies getting a win today and put some of the fears that Wook Dog was talking about earlier to bed. The Grizzlies are still tanking, but we're going to do a Beale Street heat check now. That's right, Jared. The Memphis Grizzlies got a win today, moving to 2-6 in this current iteration of our 10-game Beale Street heat check. If you are new to the 2 Buck Sports Show, your first time you're watching it because it's Sunday night, you're hanging out, say hello, tell us you're here in the comments, let us know your thoughts about the game, what you thought happened. Do you think we're still tanking, or is this a turnaround and we're going to go 25-0 in the back half of the season? Let us know your comments. Give us a thumbs up here as a way of saying hello. But Jared, as we talked about in the post-game bounce, Grizzlies win 125-106 over a hapless Pacers team. And we continue to look the part of a tanking team. But we got to win tonight. That's 2 in a row, beating a bad Mavericks team, beating a worse Pacers team tonight. And I think it's worth celebrating. Two things can be true. We can be tanking and having a terrible season, and we can go out and win a few games here and there so that the basketball gods shine favorably upon us. Like, if you look at our iteration of our 10 games at a time, our heat check here, we ain't done well. We've only been above 500 in one of them, the third one. And we are still struggling, Jared.
Sorry, if you saw me laughing and no noise is coming out, I was muted. Amy just got home and Whiskey started going crazy, and so she was trying to get him corralled, but we're back now. But yeah, I mean, you look at the Grizzlies. Even before we technically started tanking, you look at it. It's 4-6, 4-6, 6-4, and then before the plug wasn't pulled until the last the 3-7 stretch. This 2 wins doesn't hurt, because I'm really glad y'all decided to do this year, 10-game iterations, because we were 0-6 in this iteration before these 2 wins. If you break down a game in 8 sections and include the last 2 games and the last 2, if you break a season down into 8 sections, overall, it's a tank. You're going to win games. The late 2000s, early 2010s, Chicago Cubs still won games despite being the worst team in professional baseball. So
that feels a bit personal. You have to bring the Cubs up today.
Okay, I keep forgetting that you're the Cubs fan and not Drew, so I kind of thought it was Drew.
Also, we're 3-6 in this iteration. I forgot to add the win from Friday night to today. Yeah.
Still, either way, the point still stands. We're 3 games under 500 in this iteration, and not finishing above or at 500 in this iteration. Overall, it's big picture wise. You gotta take yourself away from the microscope of these 2 games and still continue to look at the big picture for the Memphis Grizzlies, because we haven't won more than 5 games at a time or 4 games at a time in 10 games, but once. And that's when we thought we were turning the season around, when we were 1 game under 500. So you're going to beat the bad teams. Just enjoy it. The Grizzlies are still tanking. Don't get caught up and be like, oh, we're turning it around. We're going to try to make a run for the play-in. No. There's a reason that certain players are not going to suit up again this year, and that's the reason. And so it's just you can't get too caught up in these 2 wins. Enjoy them while you got them, because, like I said on the post-game bounce, they are few and far between.
That's it, man. Smoke them if you got them, and we got them right now. We got 2 back-to-back, beat a bad Mavericks team and a worse Pacers team today, as I said. But you kind of hinted at it, and we've talked we're going to talk about those 2 wins. Enjoy them. It was fun to see what we saw. Go back and watch the post-game bounce if you want an in-depth analysis of the game today. But I want to transition to the player who impacted that 6-4 stretch that we were in more than John Morant, more than Jaren Jackson Jr., more than anybody else on this basketball team. We got some news today. I mean, we'll call it what it is. Bad news about Zach Edey, who is undergoing surgery on the same ankle that he had hurt previously. Now, it's not the same surgery, nor is it the same ligament. So, Jared, I want to kind of talk for a minute, and then we'll kind of go back and forth here in a second. But Zach Edey was announced today that he is going to undergo surgery for ongoing discomfort and tailor bone stress in his left ankle. He originally underwent surgery on June the 10th for a lateral ATFL, the anterior talofibular ligament, on the outside of his ankle back in June. And we are now having surgery on the medial, on the inside of his ankle. Yeah. 2 separate issues, okay? 2 complete separate issues. What he's having surgery on is called the deltoid ligament. And there's the image of it on your screen now if you're watching this in podcast form. If not, I want to explain it to those of you listening to podcasts. I don't blame you for listening to podcasts. I would rather listen to me than look at me as well. I get it. But what you're looking at is the inside of your ankle. That's your tibia or your shin bone coming down into the foot. You see the talus bone there poking out the back. That's where he's been having some of the soreness and discomfort. And that big triangle of white ligaments, the tibiocalcaneal, the tibiospring, the tibionavicular, and the anterior tibialotalar, the ATTL, are what form the deltoid ligament, Jared. That's one of the strongest, thickest, least injured ligaments in the body. How often, Jared, do you have a medial ankle sprain? Not often.
Oh, not often. Sorry.
Yeah, right?
I had him reversed.
Not often. Like, not at all. 3 to 5% of all foot and ankle injuries are related to the deltoid ligament because it's so thick and it's tense. I remember in gross anatomy, we dissected through it so you can see down some of the ankle bones. And it took a lot of effort. It took a lot of cutting to get through these thick ligaments. So they're not injured very often. So they describe it as laxity in the deltoid ligament. If there is laxity, and I'm not saying that there's not, it's minimal. It's not compared to a lateral ankle where he had the surgery earlier due to repeated sprains because it was truly lax. What this is just a tightening up and cleaning up some debridement around it. I don't see this being a long-term issue because of what I just laid out. This is a very thick, very stout ligament that it protects the inside of your ankle and does a really good job because you don't see very many medial ankle sprains. And so this is not worth crashing out over. This is not something that's going to be a long-term issue. This accomplishes two things. Number one, it's a surgery that he could have had in the offseason should we have been competitive, but it's getting it out of the way to where he'll be ready for fall camp. And let's face it, he wasn't going to play in summer league anyway. And it solidifies he's going to be out for the rest of the year, not screwing up our tank. Because if you remember in our heat check, we were 6-4 with him in this lineup and playing a lot better.
And overall, I just looked at it, excluding that Thunder game that he played, because he played like 2 minutes and had a migraine, which we knew he had migraines going back to his rookie year. Rusty, we were 7-3 in games played with him. And you look at it, we lost to the Cavaliers, which we lost. Who did we lose with that? Ja? Yeah, we lost Ja early in that one. We lost a close one to the Spurs. And then he proceeds to go scorched earth against Sacramento, Dallas, New Orleans, the Clippers, Sacramento again, San Antonio, Clippers. In Portland, we were 7-3 in games where he played his normal allotted time. And if you're Zach Kleiman, go ahead and get the procedure done, because if he's playing, Rusty, two things. A, it could make it a little bit worse. B, the surgery, like you kind of alluded to earlier, was probably gonna happen in the offseason regardless, it felt like. And so that's just, if you're the Grizzlies, do it now. Make sure he's ready for camp and make sure he's able to get an actual summer of work in to help develop his game more, because since you're doing this now and not, how late did he have the first surgery? It wasn't
June 10th.
It was June 10th, and that's 4 months before the season started, and then he missed. Then he didn't play until November 15th. So you get the surgery done now. Let's see, 3 months ahead of June, then he's able to maybe get some actual development in this offseason.
100%.
Because in those 10 games he played, we were still looking at a truly undeveloped Zach Edey. So,
and he still got you 36 and 20 in one of those games.
Exactly, and he averaged 13.7 points. And then his rebounding, he averaged 11. So he averaged a double-double in those 11-ish games that he played this year. And won you 7 out of 10 of them, 7 out of 11 of them. You do this to get your big guy ready, who has impacted so much of this team. And you do it now to not win games. So it's
100%. You do it now to not win games. You do it now so he can have a summer of rehabbing and getting ready. Because again, he was not going to play in summer league. It's not like we were trying to go see what we could get out of him in summer league. Like, a player of his caliber is not going to play in summer league. And so now we've got it out of the way. A similar timeline, 4 months. It is March the 1st. That has him back ready for basketball activities in July. And then that gives him, 3 months to ramp up before fall camp begins in October. This is the perfect time to do it in a lost season. And if you see it anything other than that, like, you're either you're a casual or you're just not paying attention.
Yeah. All in all, to me, I grew up around the medical world with two parents as, being nurses and whatnot. And so I've heard a lot of things, nowhere near the expertise of Dr. Buckets over here. But to me, to dumb it down for a lot of people, it kind of sounds more of like a, let's go in and clean some of this up. 100%. It sounds like a cleanup.
It's not an injury that's going to be a long-term issue. Again, this is a very thick, taut ligament. It's not injured very often. And so it's something that he can recover from in a timely manner. So even if it's a similar timeline as the last one, it's not going to be. That's 4 months. This is more than likely a 6 week, maybe 9 weeks kind of recovery. And then he's back to basketball activities. And so I think that Zach Edey is going to be fine. I think our center for the foreseeable future is said Zach Edey. He's a cornerstone of this franchise. We're getting it out of the way where he has plenty of time to get ready for next year. I am not worried at all. If it had been the same surgery again, because it didn't take, or if they had said, oh, he had a Liz Frank fracture or a fifth med head fracture that's related more to that ATFL that he had repaired back in the summer, I would be sounding the alarm bells. I promise. I know I'm a Zach Edey appreciator, but I promise you I would be sounding alarm bells for that. This, I'm not worried about at all, Jared.
Yeah, and if you're not worried about it, who has a much deeper understanding than I do, then I'm not going to worry about it. It's like if
I treated high-level athletes for 12 years, including like CrossFit athletes who competed professionally. I treated collegiate athletes, some professional athletes, some professional baseball players when I was in Myrtle Beach, and I've never seen this injury in my 12-year career, not one time.
Everyone treat it like this. At work, you've probably been stressed about something where you're like, oh my gosh, my boss is going to be mad or like something about it. And then your boss is like, you're fine. If the boss ain't stressed, I ain't stressed.
There you go.
You're going to be okay.
I'm trying to bring sanity to the crashing out that you're finding on X. Although some of those posts are quite hilarious, trying to blame everybody and their mama for this. It cracks me up. But in that, we also got Brandon Clarke. It's still rehabbing. He's not going to be back. Also not surprised by that. Real quick, hats off for BC. I also am not sure that he ever plays a game in a Grizzlies uniform ever again. And I love that guy. And I hate to say that. Maggie desperately wants a 15 jersey, and I'm going to find her one and get her one because it's Brandon Clarke. But the reality is I don't know that he's going to play again in a Grizzlies jersey just because he's just kind of unreliable, Jared, from injury standpoint. Yeah.
And there maybe not just be him like on this roster, but he would hurt because he was, I'm not even going to say just an integral piece, but he was a big reason as to why this core got their first ever playoff series, one of their only playoff series one. But yeah, and so like he will hold. BC is one of those Grizzlies that will always he'll be a role player that you just you have to like hug tightly because of what he did in such a short amount of time, and that is Brandon Clarke. And it suck? Yes.
What if we have Brandon Clarke at home, though? What if a guy I
think we do.
Omax can be a guy who gets you bunnies, gets you rebounds, play super athletic, and just give you energy minutes? And Omax is starting to be in the right place at the right time, a la Brandon Clarke. He's not BC yet, but we might have our Brandon Clarke of the future, Jared.
Yeah. We talked about this a little bit on the post-game bounce and even before we came back because we got a little bit of clarity on how some certain things are going to shape up. There's a March 4th deadline. You can't sign two-way contracts after March 4th. And Omax has roughly 6 games left on his that he can be active for this Memphis Grizzlies team before he either has to get signed to a deal or go back to the G League. And by the time those 6 games come around, the G League season will almost be done because the G League season ends a lot earlier than the regular NBA season. So you're getting to a range where Omax is once again like Vince Williams Jr., like Scottie Pippen, like G. Jackson, is a guy who has been on a two-way, and the Grizzlies maybe see glimpses of a diamond in the rough that can be an end-of-bench role guy that the Grizzlies will need next year.
Yep.
And you could see in the next few days where he's converted to a full contract. And I would not be mad at that because you do need those end-of-the-bench guys. And Omax can provide that energy. He is Brandon Clarke and John Conchar on steroids if they had a baby.
100%. And we like what we're seeing from him and the opportunity for him to continue to get more reps. And look what's happening. The more he plays, the better he plays.
The better. The more that needle from chaotic bad shifts more and more to chaotic neutral.
Yeah, that's it. We get I don't even need chaotic good. I just need chaotic neutral. And
we just need neutral from you, Omax.
We're going to be in business. And so we also got some news today. Cedric Howard and Santi Aldama both were listed as doubtful for tonight. And in Grizzlies nomenclature, Doubtful means next is questionable, which is at Minnesota. I have tickets on Wednesday night to the Grizzlies and the Trailblazers at home. There's a real chance we get both Cedric and Santi Aldama back for that game. And again, it's okay. Is it going to help us win a few more games? Probably so. But as we were talking about in the post-game bounce, our odds are pretty well solidified that we're going to be somewhere between 7 and 9. We're not going to catch the Kings or the Nets because they are terrible.
Awful.
The Bulls and the Bucks aren't going to catch us. Like, I don't think that this is going to be a major issue of us falling back. And so I think it is okay for us to go and be better, go be competitive, give some enjoyable things to watch. Key Meeks agrees with us about Brandon Clarke. He's likely out of here. Meant to put that up here just a second ago. But, like, it's okay to get Santi Aldama back, who's going to be your backup center in the future. Let's let these dudes play and get them back healthy, Jared.
Yeah, eventually you knew Cedric wasn't really going to get shut down for the rest of the season. He had a knee hyperextension. There you go. That led to his injury. So you knew he wasn't going to be out for long. Santi was just kind of like, where in the world did your right knee injury management come from? And that was really the first signs we saw of tanking. When Santi was out with like a phantom knee injury of soreness. But you're going to get those two guys back. And if I'm being completely honest, as much as we love and hate this guy, I wouldn't be shocked if Santi is kind of on not a tryout, but kind of playing his way to maybe up some trade value for this offseason.
Yeah, 100%. Santi's got a very I said that when we signed him. It's a very tradable contract. That $17 million is a very easily moved contract. Santi Aldama is a 7'4" rebounding and 3-point shooting big. There's not a ton of them in the league that can do that efficiently. Santi Aldama is a guy that can go and be on a contending team this summer. Detroit could very easily come knocking on the door. Orlando, San Antonio, there are teams that could come knocking on the door for Santi Aldama. They could use his services. Cleveland comes to mind as well. Santi Aldama could very easily be a trade piece this summer.
Santi on Cleveland. Ooh.
Yeah. Either way, I just pulled it up. So we are 2 games behind Dallas. We're a game up on Chicago. We're 3 games up on Milwaukee. So, again, 7 and 9 is kind of where we're going to land. New Orleans is currently in the 6th position, and we are 5 games out of the 6th best lottery odds. That's probably not going to happen.
Yeah, no, that's probably not going to happen. But also, too, New Orleans has no reason to
be this bad. They just being bad for the love of the game.
Well, because their pick goes to Atlanta. So
they're terrible for being terrible sake.
They're terrible for being terrible because their front office won't commit to a direction. And they traded that first round pick in the DeJounte Murray trade. So I think that pick's been traded again since. But either way, that they don't have their first round pick. So they're basically playing if they were to tank, they're tanking for another team.
Yeah, exactly. And the tank, just since we're updating all tanking odds, the Orlando Magic are now a game and a half out of the lottery. They're tied. They're tied with Miami at 16-17.
Yeah.
And they're a game and a half behind the Hawks out at the tail end of the lottery. Just for those of you keeping up at home.
Yeah. It's like I said, we're going to have to preach this for the last 23 games. Everything's going to work itself out. This is, outside of the top 3 bona fide guys in this draft, maybe even top 4, this draft has so many just straight up dudes in it. So we're going to be fine either way. And so whether we get number 1 or we get number 7, and then we're going to be okay. So, like I said, these games coming up, enjoy it because we're going to win some. You're going to see a guy pop off on a hot shooting night, a la Taylor Hendricks, who just happened. And you're going to see
Walter Clayton Jr. is going to get 15 assists.
Yeah, you're going to see a random record broken every once in a while with, like I said, Walter Clayton Jr. breaking Ja's rookie record with 15 total assists tonight. Things are going to happen. Sit back, kick your feet up, enjoy it because the end destination is going to be better than what we are currently looking at.
Yep, with multiple first-round picks, ours, Orlando, and one we don't own yet, but we will with the assets that we have for the moving. And there's movement at the top, Jared. We talked about it. Darren Peterson has been the odds-on favorite for the number 1 overall pick all year long.
Yep.
Over on FanDuel right now, he is still the odds-on favorite at minus 135.
That's dropped even more.
And AJ DeBansta is plus 135. So DeBansta is catching him. Before we went live, I put $5 on Cam Boozer, who has the third best odds at plus 750. Just of these guys, Darren Peterson, AJ DeBansta, Boozer, and then your next three are Caleb Wilson, Keaton Wagler, and Kingston Flemings at plus 1,000 or plus 10,000, excuse me. I feel like Cam Boozer is the most plug and play, ready to be an NBA player. And I would not be surprised if the Memphis Grizzlies get the first overall pick. I would be shocked if we didn't take Cam Boozer. He's a Duke guy. He's plug and play. He fills a need. He's a guy. He feels like a Memphis Grizzly. And I put $5 on Cam Boozer at plus 750. The odds are only going to get, closer to zero as the season goes on and he continues to play at the rate that he's playing. But with these odds changing, Jared, you never know who's going to land on your team with some lottery luck.
No, you don't. And I wish I could pick up my laptop and show it to all of you right now, because in all this Tankathon talk, I did sim.
Number 2, Cam Boozer. Oh, let's go. Cam Boozer took him. Yeah.
Yes, Cam Boozer number 1. It was literally the first sim I did tonight, and I haven't touched my mouse since. So, I mean, one thing just about Cam Boozer, though, like going to the plug and play point that you brought up, Rusty, he's getting criticized for using his IQ on whether a defender is smaller or bigger and how he decides to, make his game.
By the regular $2 Sports Show co-host.
Yeah. So he's getting criticized for using basketball IQ for, bully balling smaller defenders, for using his quickness around the bigger defenders, going into his back. When the game becomes that simple for a draft pick that has potential to be a number one draft pick, Rusty, you take him number 1 because that you don't see an IQ like that in college. Maybe once in like every 10 to 15 year draft.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So the signs are there, and you can clamor on his athleticism all you want to, but he may not be as athletic as DeBansta or a couple other guys in the draft. Dude is athletic and uses IQ, and give me that on this roster at the power forward position when he's already 6'9", 250, averaging 25, 11, 4.5 assists and 2 stocks per game right now.
Yeah.
Give me all of that. Well, matched up with his IQ, and the Grizzlies rebuild is done.
I'm kind of like, as the season's going on, I love AJ DeBansta.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Drew is correct. When in doubt, bet on the most athletic guy in the draft. But the more this is going on, DeBansta is going to be a good player, but I think there's a runway for him to kind of catch up.
Yes.
If we're going to have a short rebuild, as Zach Kleiman promised, and we're going to turn this thing around quickly, Cam Boozer's the pick, man. Don't overthink it. For me, the short list of people that are must drafts, you sprint to the podium for, Cam Boozer's number 1. 100% my number 1 guy that you sprint to the podium for.
You don't have many guys that are, like you said, plug and play that come around in the NBA draft.
Yeah. And we'll see. May the 10th, NBA draft lottery. We'll know a whole lot more then, and we've got a lot of time to prognosticate and tell you who we think the Grizzlies can, should, and will pick. But right now, we're going to take a quick commercial break. On the other side, I was going to gloat, buddy. I was going to be some
you were a runaway from gloating.
I was going to, if you're not 12-0 with a win over the number 1 team in the country, I can't relate. But I can now, because that's not us. On the other side of the commercial break, we're going to talk some college baseball. Stick with us.
In Memphis, we know a thing or two about resilience. From the grindhouse to the Delta, we protect what's ours. But when pests invade your home, it's time to fight back. Grade A Pest knows how to handle what crawls, flies, and bites. With local experience and guaranteed results.
I'm Reggie with Grade A Pest Control. We service the Memphis metro area. That also includes DeSoto and Fayette County as well.
Grade A Pest has the entire Mid-South covered. So if bugs and pests put you to the test, let Grade A solve your problem.
Independently from what I've heard on the Morant side, there is a concern across the team at large that there are guys on that team that could play, but for a myriad of reasons, they're deciding not to play them. And I don't want to be salacious in my approach, but from folks that I've spoken to, there's a concern of just like, what are we doing here? We want to play, we can't play, when will we play? I think.
But are you saying John Morant is in those group of people that can play? Is that what you're saying? It might have. It's real late when we recording. I don't know if that's going over the people here.
I will say that I believe that he could play today.
Yeah. If I'm in a situation where there's a bad narrative about me, if I'm a star level player, there's no way in the world I'm going to allow you guys to continue to paint that kind of narrative to be painted about me. I don't care what y'all are trying to do. My thing is, if y'all are telling me that y'all don't want me to play because of whatever the goal is, I'm not going to be okay with it. I'm going to let that be known. Dude, I want to play. They're not letting me play.
Tune in to the Anthony Sain Show Monday through Fridays at 1 p.m. live on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
Glorious sadness that brings me to my knees.
Are you or a loved one struggling with the Grizzlies' tanking season? You may be entitled to compensation. This Friday night, here at Grind City Brewing, the Grizzlies are facing the Dallas Mavericks, and anytime they're losing, beers are just $3. See you there.
In Memphis, nothing comes easy, and that's exactly how we like it. This is a city built on hustle, on heart, on grit. And at Carway, our rides are built the same way. Tough, reliable, ready for the grind. No games, no gimmicks, just Memphis-style service. Real, honest, and built on trust. Where grit meets grind, you meet your next ride. Carway, grit, grind, and Pink Beatles.
Welcome back to the $2 Sports Show. I am Rusty Buckets, aka Dr. Buckets, hanging out with my guy Jared Davidson tonight while Drew is out and about and headed to New York City with his lovely lady for a much needed getaway for both him and Haley. She has been super mom lately while he's been out Power Rangering, and so I'm happy that they're getting some time away. But Jared, the reason I had you on tonight, A, is because I like hanging out with you, talking ball, talking Grizzlies, but specifically for this next topic of conversation. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We talk college baseball. We are Bluff City Media's official college baseball show, the only one covering college baseball. And if you don't follow college baseball, stick around. Don't tune out. It's starting off to be a fun season, particularly if you're an enjoyer of two things, three things. Ole Miss losing to Coastal Carolina today. Shots up, baby. Shots up. Arkansas losing to everybody.
Hey, we won our
And the
series.
State Bulldogs starting off 11-1. It's been a wild college baseball season already, Jared. I'll give you the floor first. What is going on in Fayetteville, bro?
So, I mean, we kind of alluded to this when we had our little chat preview. What was it now? Almost 2.5 weeks ago. So yeah, we had our little chat preview almost 2.5, 3 weeks ago. Arkansas, the big question mark of them is going to be pitching, and ironically enough, got blasted by Arkansas State in the midweek, then win 1-0 against them. Pitching was the problem in there. Offense for this team has Well, then you lose 1-4-3. The pitching really wasn't the problem this week. It was the offense. But then you bounce back
Who was that too? Who was that too?
UT Arlington, who was like 2-7 coming into the weekend. So we're gonna fall in the rankings. I should. I'm not denying that. We should. I would not be shocked if we fell out of the top 15. But I mean, here's the thing with it though. You knew the pitching was going to be suspect. We have wins over Oklahoma State this year. We've played a 1-run loss against TCU, against a solid TCU squad, and then beat Texas Tech. So those give me confidence. With Arkansas, like I said, the pitching, obviously, the offense has been a talking point for the last 4 or 5 years now with Nate Thompson as our hitting coach because his philosophy is kind of jacked up. For him, it's hit the ball hard, and then this team's going to strike out a lot. And Dave Van Horn's own kryptonite has been keeping Nate Thompson around. And so, like I said, I think this team has the talent. And I think the pitching has enough scrappiness to propel them into a decent spot going forward. It's still early. But with how this offense is performing, you're going to have to start getting a lot more small ball, a lot more just contact, drive the ball the opposite way in that. But I mean, we have 3 losses right now, which is it's earlier in the season for Arkansas to have 3 losses. So, or no, 4, apologies. No, it's 3. Arkansas State, UTA, and then TCU. So we have 3, but we're 9-3 right now. We're not in the worst spot ever, but there's definitely concerns right now. I'm glad the struggles are happening early and not showing.
About to say,
yeah, I'm glad they're happening early and we're not seeing them rear their ugly head as soon as conference play starts, because that means there's time to fix it. In 3 weeks' time, if I'm still in 3 weeks' time, or even a month at the end of March, if I'm still seeing some of these same struggles in the middle of conference play, then I'll be like, okay, we can sneak into the tournament. We won't be a top 16. We'll be a number 2 seed somewhere. That's when I get concerned. But right now, I'm not going to get too down on it. It is concerning, but it's nothing more than the problems we discussed when we did our preview show a couple weeks ago.
100%. And that's the thing. I was just about to say, you want these problems in February, not April. If you could get these bugs worked out now when you still have some non-conference, although Mississippi State's road to the SEC play is not easy. We'll talk about that here in a minute. Because we play at Southern Miss, which will be a top 15, probably top 12 matchup. And Southern Miss is really, really good this year.
Yeah, and by the time tomorrow comes here, the new rankings from most outlets should be out.
Yeah, and it gets weird in Hattiesburg, and so that'll be an interesting game on Tuesday night. It's on ESPN Plus. If you have the ESPN app, I would encourage you to watch it. First pitch at 6 p.m. But you want to struggle with this now. And Arkansas has lost some ugly games early, but UCLA lost to UC Irvine and San Diego State. They're the number 1 team in the country. You're going to lose some games early. This is like college basketball, but not even to that degree. Because if UCLA loses to UC Irvine or somebody like that early in the season in college basketball, the world falls apart. It's baseball. Yeah. That's just how the ball, that you can have an off night. The other team could be really hot. Baseball is one of the most forgiving sports in the world, especially college baseball. You got plenty of time. We're 3 months away from any type of postseason play. So you got plenty of time to work these bugs out.
Well, because you look at it is when you go on into the midweek spots, the committee values midweeks more for the mid-majors that are playing the big dogs.
Playing up than
playing exactly. Down. And so for Arkansas, yes, that's a home loss that looks awful in retrospect, but overall you're going to be fine. We dropped the midweek to Missouri State last year, I think 8-2 or something like that. And we still were a number 1 seed and whatnot. But in the end of the day, Rusty, we still won the series with 2 almost double-digit wins this weekend. So it's one of those things, man. If you drop that series against UTA, you're definitely falling a lot more in the rankings. But overall, it's just one of those things in college baseball where, like you said, forgiving is the best word you can use to describe it. You can lose 1 game, but as long as you win the series, you're going to be fine.
Yeah, for sure. 100%. And so Mississippi State kind of fell into that today, right? We came into this game 11-0. We had an Omaha type game today on March the 1st. This is what could be a preview of an Omaha game. And if you don't know, Omaha is the College World Series where the national champion is crowned.
One of the best baseball venues ever.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Mississippi State played the number 1 overall team in the country, UCLA, today, in what was an instant classic. The Bruins won 8-7 in 10 innings. Broke my heart. I thought we were going to get revenge from 2013 when they beat us for the national championship in the College World Series. It was a great game. We were up most of the game, had a chance to close it out, but had an incredibly bad ball 4 call to walk a player, and then Rock Chalawowski hits a home run to tie it up. If you go look at the strike zone, like the computer ump, it was outside by about 3 inches. It was it's part of baseball, but like that, that kind of stuff hurts you when the number 1 player in college baseball comes up next and hits a 2-run home run to tie the game. Yeah. Only for them in the top of the 10th to score 3 runs. And I'm just like, oh man, here we go. This is it. It's over. And then we get a leadoff double. Noah Sullivan hits a home run, makes it 8-7. And all of a sudden we got a ball game at the bottom of the 10th. Mississippi State comes up just short. And that's kind of where I was a bit more worried about our starting pitching, but our bullpen has been a bit more suspect. Ben Davis, who's been a stalwart for us in the bullpen for the last couple of years, has struggled a bit this year. He hit multiple guys, gave up the home run to Rock Chalawowski, gave up a couple of hits in the 10th, and our bullpen is scaring me. Jack Bauer, who's going to be incredible. He's awesome, but he's 18 years old and pitching on an SEC squad.
Dude, he's going to still be in high school.
That's it. Like he classed up and came early. He's going to struggle. But like he throws 100 miles an hour, has an 85-mile-an-hour slider that cleans the plate off. Like he's going to be fine. But he's got to figure it out. It's our bullpen that worries me. We've got plenty of offense. Ace Reese is the best player in the country. Rock Chalawowski, I see you, but Ace Reese is definitely the best third baseman, likely the best player in the country. But the biggest thing for this team, Jared, has been the emergence of another 18-year-old kid in one Jacob Parker. How Brian O'Connor got him to Starkville is beyond me. This kid would absolutely have been a top 20 pick in this summer's Major League Baseball draft, 1,000%. But Brian O'Connor opened up the NIL coffers and got him to Starkville, and all he has done is rake. Like, this kid is incredible. If you don't know who I'm talking about, go look him up. Check out Jacob Parker. This kid is going to be absolutely special. He plays outfield. He's been playing right field for us. Currently, as a freshman, he's the number 9th ranked D1 baseball freshman in their top 100. Was an All-American by every single outlet all 4 years in high school. Kid is an incredible prospect, and the fact that he came to Starkville is wild. We're going to be fine. This was a great Omaha light game. It's going to be fun, but the road doesn't get easier because we got Southern Miss at home. Then we got Tulane, and then we got Southern Miss at home, Lipscomb this weekend, Tulane in the midweek next week, and then conference play starts in Fayetteville March the 13th. Yes, sir.
If y'all are new to college baseball, regular season Arkansas Mississippi State baseball is some of the most electric and fun baseball you can find.
It always we hate each other.
Yes,
basically.
In the past 8 years, I think the home team has or 7 of the last 8 years, I think the home team has just swept each series. It's just how it goes. If you're at home in college baseball, you are at a severe advantage. And so, but conference play starting like that with a bang is huge. To Jacob Parker, real quick, to go back talk to him. There's a reason you're the number 9 freshman, because when you have a line like this through he played 5 games, batting 308, OBP of 357, slugging 846, and an OBP or an OPS of 1203. Rusty, 13 at bats this season, 5 hits, 1 double, 2 home runs, 6 RBIs in 5 games played. The dude is just
he had a massive home run today against the number 1 team in the country. By the way, Jacob Parker is 18 years old. We played at Globe Life Stadium where the Texas Rangers play, and an 18-year-old freshman hit a home run in a major league ballpark. Yep. For those of you keeping up at home, TLDR, summarize all those stats. Kid can rake, and is going to be a special baseball player in Starkville today. Yeah, before this year's over for sure. Kid's going to be awesome. King Meeks brings up Florida. Florida is good. They've got some pitching concerns. I don't know if they restocked the cupboard. They've also got a very questionable head coach in Kevin O'Sullivan, who's missing some games this year to start the season due to some questionable behavior at the College World Series. They are a good team. Traditionally, they are. I don't know that this team is going to be as good as previous teams, but then again, Florida finds a way to get these pitchers and Jack Caglionis of the world and turn it around. So it's still early, but we'll see.
They're not real. They're one of those teams right now that recently in more recent years, they don't play a tough starting schedule. And you've seen them in recent years drop some of those games. And it's kind of weird for Florida. But like this year, they lost their opener against UAB, and now they've rattled off 11 straight. And they still have their game has yet to be reported for today. I haven't seen that one go final yet. But it's just Florida's such a ticky-tack team sometimes. And I don't understand it. They'll scratch, they'll claw their way, and then they get the postseason. Everyone's like, why did they get put in? And then they go losing the freaking finals. And they're like, okay, that's why they got in. And so they're just one of those teams that if you can avoid that fluke start, that's just weird where you hover around 500, you'll be fine. And so far this year, they've done that. But like you said, I don't think they reloaded the way they should have. And I think 100%. I think a part of that is Kevin O'Sullivan's fault.
Yep, agreed. For him being up an absolute buffoon. But over on FanDuel, there hadn't been a whole lot of movement yet. Obviously, it's early. Obviously, there's not going to be a lot of movement in the lines. LSU is still your odds-on favorite, just like they are every single year at plus 600, followed by UCLA at plus 650. So not a lot of separation there. Plus 850. No real movement there. Next is Arkansas still at plus 1,200. Texas at 1,400. Mississippi State at plus 1,500. Not a lot of movement early on in the season, as one would expect. In 2 weeks, starting on the 13th, when conference play starts, that's when you'll start seeing some movement, Jared.
There'll be a lot of movement then because, like I said, conference play starts, things start getting real. Series become a lot more important. You drop 4 series in conference play, you still finish around 6 and 4, you'll be fine. But everything starts to get a little bit tighter and get put under a little bit bigger of a microscope. So
that's it. But hey, man, I appreciate you hanging out with me tonight as we went live on this Sunday night. This episode will drop tomorrow at 11 a.m. Central, the normal time of the $2 Sports Show on Bluff City Media's YouTube channel. Appreciate y'all hanging out with us. Scott Jinks, we are going to talk about more draft picks in that 7, 8, 9 range coming up. It's a long season, buddy. We're still dreaming and hoping for some of those early picks. But we'll talk the Nate Aments of the world and the Darius Acuffs and LeBaron Filans until we're blue in the face because we have until May the 10th before we know exactly what our picks are. So stay with us, buddy. We'll get there.
We've been talking about almost everybody in the top 15-ish in the standings. So
then that's it. But this is Jared Davidson. I am Rusty Witten. Thank y'all for hanging out with us tonight. Y'all go be a friend to somebody who needs a friend. And with the $2, there are no refunds, Jared. You know why? Because you always
get what you pay for.
Hey, there you go. Atta boy. Take it, Drew's line. We appreciate hanging out with us. Y'all be good, and we'll see y'all on Tuesday.
Thank you for listening to the $2 Sports Show. If you enjoyed this episode, leave a rating and a review wherever you download your podcasts. Also, like and subscribe to Bluff City Media's YouTube page. We'll see you back here next time.